Alright, so this is Langston Hughes, I too sing America. I too sing America. I am the darker brother. They send me to eat in the kitchen when the company comes, but I laugh and eat well and grow strong. Tomorrow I'll be at the table when the company comes. Nobody will dare say to me, eat in the kitchen then. Besides, they'll see how beautiful I am and be ashamed. I too am America. In the first stanza, where he says, I am the darker brother, is an important word choice because he's the white man's brother. He's not like segregated, but also belongs to the rest of the people. And by saying they send me to eat in the kitchen when the company comes is saying that he's their brother, but they hide him away. And when he says at the end of the stanza, but I laugh and eat well and grow strong, that's his way of saying that he's like everybody else and don't be afraid of him. In the second stanza, he says that if he sits at the table tomorrow when the company comes, nobody will dare to send him away. And that's his way of saying that if he breaks the rules, then they'll be so surprised that they won't say anything. And in the third stanza, he's going for pathers. He's trying to make them feel bad for him and make them feel ashamed for hiding him away. And yeah, and then actually see his beauty. And in the last verse, he says, "I too am America," and that's referring to Walt Whitman, because Walt Whitman has always been described as being America. People say that you can't really study American culture without knowing about Walt Whitman. And in Walt Whitman's poem, I Hear America Singing, from 1867, which is about 60 years earlier. So Langston Hughes' response came pretty late. But in Whitman's poem, he only mentions carpenters, masons, boatmans, shoemakers, woodcutters, and etc. And then he mentions the mothers and the young wife and girls, but he never mentions race. He only mentions, but the reason why Langston Hughes claims this as being racist is that he only mentions jobs that white people have. He talks about hardworking people, but it doesn't talk about the truly hardworking people, the African Americans. And then he only tells the good story about America, and he doesn't mention the bad, which is like Langston Hughes being hidden away. So Hughes is aiming for appealing to feelings and trying to make people feel ashamed. If we look at the symbols, the kitchen is a clear symbol of women being inferior, but can also represent the African Americans being inferior. And another symbol is the table, because sitting at the same table is a saying that means that everyone is equal. So that symbolizes that he's not equal to everybody else. And the second stanza, where he says that tomorrow I'll be at the table, also is very hopeful. Whereas the tone in the first stanza and the first verse is a little bit more sad, and then the last half of it gets a lot more hopeful, that someday there will be a better future where people will realize that they have been suppressing the African Americans, and one day all men will be equal.